I analyzed two cartoons from Brian Duffy and Frank Miller, both comparing the economic situation and politics in America at a specific time period. Frank Miller's was taken during 1975 and talks about the economy and his job record and sort of having people turn their back to him. And he offers a foreshadowing, which was interesting, about 6 years later, how we have a recession. So not that his activity led to it, but it certainly didn't help with the stagnation of American domestic and fiscal policy at a standstill. And so the historical context is pretty relevant how Frank Miller sort of predicts this and how Gerald Ford turns a blind eye, having the cartoon say that he's went on vacation and came back and said what's on his plate. Well, he's known what's on his plate the whole time because not a lot hasn't gotten done, and that showed throughout his years as president and in turn made him a one-term president. And then for the other cartoon, for Brian Duffy's, his talks about more of always people in Congress sort of bickering with each other. This was a time period in 1993 during the Bill Clinton era where Congress was going through a time where they were changing power more from Democrats to Republicans, especially in Congress. And so this sort of created a standstill and everyone giving their 2 cents. And even though if everyone giving their opinions were different, they still wanted to be heard, even if it meant not getting a lot done. And so the rhetorical question at the top of the cartoon sort of makes the reader think more and think deeply about what's going on and how you can't have everybody bicker when all of America is on the line. You need people to come together, and it's not something that they are getting, which is sort of interesting because nowadays it could be the same argument that Congress isn't really getting with it and representing the people as a whole. And so both have deep historical context and are interesting to look at, especially from multiple ways, because there's a lot of arguments that can be made when looking at both of these cartoons.